Oh, hello and welcome to One More Time with Sam Bashor. This is the show where I watch good stuff and bad stuff. Ooh, how unique of me to do. No, I've been revisiting some things like TV shows and movies that I might not like with some of my friends, and I'm also revisiting a show that I really like, Avatar: The Last Airbender. That's what we're going to be reviewing today. Before we get into that, I want to do a little bit of business up top. Right now, you can actually check out my first bad movie review with DJ Woldridge. We watched Transformers last night. Boy, howdy, it didn't get better. And actually, next week, you can tune in and check out Pat Graziosi from Life Now Again, Play Now Again. We've done stuff together. We're going to be reviewing Suicide Squad. Oh boy, we just filmed that right now, and it was a hoot and a half, I'll tell you what. But I'm really excited to share that with you guys. Today we're going to be talking about episodes 9 and 10 from Season 1, aka Book 1. We're talking about the Waterbending Scroll and Jet. We're at the halfway point now, gang. It's been really good, but I just want to say I appreciate everyone who shared this podcast with their friends or just watched it or listened to it on whatever platform you choose. You can watch this on YouTube or listen to it on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, what have you. You guys can actually use the Anchor.fm app. You probably hear the little ad for it. I really appreciate that because you guys can send me little audio memos that I want to play at the end of the episodes. It's just a fun way to interact with you guys. Hopefully you guys check it out and send me some because I want to put them at the end of these episodes. But you guys do go to Apple Podcasts and write little reviews, and those mean the world to me. I really appreciate it, so I want to make sure I can read some of them on this show. Today we're going to be reading from Bat Colby, Only for the Moistest of Ears. My ears are so moist from staying so dang hydrated. I love this show. It's good to stay hydrated. And also, if you're probably watching this, you probably listen to Only Stupid Answers. However you found me, I appreciate it. But you know what, gang? Enough dilly-dallying. I just want to start sharing my thoughts about episode 9 of season 1, The Waterbending Scroll. Here's a quickie synopsis, because I like reading them. Katara, desperate to improve her abilities and teach Aang, steals an expensive waterbending scroll from pirates, causing them to pursue the group. Let's just kick it off. We got pirates. I'm so glad. You're in this, 18th-ish adjacent century world where you're gonna have, more rule technology. Rule technology. Nothing too high tech. We got a few airships and whatnot, but the big thing is bending. But anyways, when it comes to realism, I'm glad we have some pirates. And that's where you lose the realism a little bit. They're a little heightened. They fit into this world better, the way that they're designed. And also you got reptile birds. It's amazing. And also, I like the way that they dive into Katara's character in this episode because she's acting like a person. She's acting like a kid. And there's aspects of the beginning of the show where they're kind of ironing out the kinks when it comes to, the more childlike aspects of some of the characters. They could be fun, but also, you gotta learn a lesson and everything. What I'm saying is that I appreciate Katara's growth in this episode. That she is nervous to teach Aang, and that Aang is learning this ability quicker than her. I've definitely been petty in situations like this. You gotta be able to own up to that kind of stuff. I've been not the best person, and I've had similar reactions to Katara. Sure, it's not as cool as moving water around. Might have been show choir. Probably definitely was show choir. Oh yeah. I worked so hard, man, and I got to just sea level range. Grade-wise, it's an A. I mean, I don't know how you really fail that class. You can try. You sure can. But you know what? And also, props to Katara. They mentioned this in the episode. She's training herself. Right? She has every right to have the ownership that she does over her abilities, but at the same time, she needs to be open to growing and changing and also teaching Aang, because it's kind of cool that they got to learn this thing together. Also, we're getting into Uncle Iroh antics. He's just being a silly goose. He lost his lotus tile piece, and we got to go to the village to go get it. You guys know the gist, but it's this kind of shenanigans, especially when it gets into the season 2, and we're seeing Iroh and Zuko connecting with one another and officially going on the run. This is the first episode where you get an instance of that, right? It's him and just him trying to show Zuko a different side of the world, and the way that he's such a people person. He's able to interact with just about anybody. He's able to be friends with them. It's definitely a personality trait that I have. I wish I had. I'm not bragging right now. I wish I had that kind of ability where I'm able to talk with anybody. But no, I'm the guy who films his podcast in his car. That's the kind of quality you're getting on this YouTube channel. Audio listeners, you have no idea. You're missing out so much. Oh, you fools. But of course, we're getting Zuko, we're getting the pirates, we're getting them teaming up. And also, such good humor when it comes to the bending. It's always used in dynamic ways, especially when we're getting Aang making the smoke disappear and coming back, using airbending the way you'd want to use airbending. And I like that the world, for the most part, is still aware of what the Avatar is. Weird. Star Wars fans, can you explain to me why no one knows what the Force is, or if it's gobbledygook or whatnot? In this world, everybody knows bending. Everyone knows there's an Avatar, even though he's been gone for 100 years. It's not a surprise. They don't have to explain that to anybody. That being said, you're working with pirates. They're going to turn on you. And best of all, they introduced the Sky Bison whistle, which is going to be super important now thinking about it when we get to Ba Sing Se, which has some of the best episodes of this entire series. Both series, actually, including Korra. I am very excited to get to that. Also, I'll just throw that out there, that I just started the comic book series with The Promise. Phenomenal. I think it's Gene Luen Yang, who also worked on New Superman, the Chinese Superman over for DC, and he is phenomenal. He's writing Superman clashes the Clan, smooshes the Clan. Why do I not know this? It's great. It's Superman fighting the KKK. It's awesome. It's such a good book. But that being said, going back to Avatar, this episode ends with a valuable lesson from Katara. Shout out to a fan who just went by. No, it's just a normal minivan. And I appreciate that she's able to learn this lesson. And while Sokka's kind of like relegated to the background, he still does something nice for his sister. I like that. I like this kind of positivity in a very negative and dour world. That's the kind of stuff that I tune in for. I really, really enjoy this show, but we're about to meet some of my favorite characters in episode 10, Jet. So Jet, quickie synopsis for those of you who are begging for it. And Katara and Sokka have their friendship tested by a charismatic rebel leader who's fighting against the Fire Nation. So we're getting Jet, and we're getting the Freedom Fighters. We got Smellerbee, Leers, everyone's favorite, the Bipsqueak, the Duke, that's what it is, Longshot and Sneers, and Jet. You're getting the gist of all the characters. Also the Curved Swords. Gang, I know I said it already with the last episode, but these are going to be important when we get to Ba Sing Se. I cannot wait. And there's no way that, the Attack on Titan show wasn't kind of inspired by the Ba Sing Se, right? We'll talk about that. Maybe it's vice versa, or maybe they were kind of created around the same time. Who knows? But back to Jet. I like the idea of these freedom fighters, these kids, kind of like Lost Boys from Peter Pan, hiding out in the woods. The way that they hide in the woods is really cool. Also, the whole color palette for this episode's absolutely gorgeous. When you're using these tall, redwood trees with the red and amber leaves. Beautiful. I love the aesthetic of the entire thing. And it kind of has this old world feel to it, especially when they do the animation when Sokka has to get the town evacuated. They use yellow paper, let's say, with plain pencil drawings. I'm doing a great job explaining this because I'm trying to get off notes more, but I just appreciate an old world feel to this. Especially I like seeing the capabilities of regular people. The Jet is fully capable of taking on Aang because he's not a fully powered avatar at this point. He's just an airbender. But Jet knows these woods. If you got anywhere else, Jet, Aang, you're done for. You're the bad news bears. If Katara knew bending better, it's bad news bears. But also, this is a good Sokka episode, right? Because you get from the get-go that he is skeptical, but for good reason, and it's able to challenge his own belief system while at the same time validating that, yes, you shouldn't just be fully accepting these people hiding in trees. You should maybe be skeptical when they're fighting old people in the woods. Also, I think the writers did a really good job with Jet having the workarounds. You know what I mean? That he's able to kind of figure out a way to circumvent all the suspicion when it comes to Sokka. And I like, Katara and Aang when they have to come to that realization that you can't just fully trust people right out the gates. It's a valuable episode for everybody on multiple angles, but also just the little details, when you see that Sokka uses his own knife blade to listen through the tree roots to see who is coming. That was really cool. And also, I think they pointed out in the episode, but I like that they're able to take a character like Sokka who's more headstrong, right? He's more driven, and he's more... How can I say this? I'd say that he's he's more willing to get into a fight, but he's able to set that aside and be able to help the people out who need him in that moment. And it's just a solid moment. It's a good reveal that the freedom fighters aren't able to be stopped, but we're able to work as a team. Oop! There was a little problem where the whole camera looked like it was about to melt for a second, so I had to stop filming for a second, stop recording. But I'm back now. I want to finish my thought here before we wrap up the episode. I just appreciate Jet's episode specifically for all of the characters that it set up when it comes to the world building, and also they're doing a good job over these episodes to show you that the Fire Nation, there is a threat, of course, at least the government and the royal family is, and Zuko is to a degree, but at the same time, they are people, and you need to understand, or the characters need to learn how to understand these people, what their lives have been like over this entire century, and what that means going forward after they accomplish what they need to accomplish in basically less than a year. But hey, he's learning waterbending, and I know I'm going to get really excited when we get to earthbending, because that's just always just so cool to watch. I've said it before, I said it again. I love watching waterbending, but I do like when they do their earthbending. It's not bad. This is a solid episode. Whoa, weird. I like all the episodes of this show that we're watching and reviewing. But gang, I hope you enjoy as well. This has been really fun for me. Hopefully you guys share this around. That's the only way that we're able to get more people to watch this. I'm trying to do more posts on the YouTube channel as well. Might be doing some live streams soon, which would be really cool. I'd really like to do those. Hopefully you guys are able to tune in and join, because that'd be super duper fun. But also, thank you to everyone who has supported the show in any way, who's shared it, who's liked it, who's listened to it. If you've done it more than once, that's above and beyond. I appreciate it. And also thank you to everyone who rates and reviews on iTunes. That's really helpful when it comes to getting this show higher up in the charts so that more people can see it. And also anyone who just watches it on YouTube and subscribes there. Please give me suggestions for other movies you'd like me to watch, and who I should be watching them with, because I also have a list of movies that I don't like, but I also try to get my friends on to talk about the movies that they're not big fans of that I like, because I'm pretty forgiving when it comes to movies. So it's very hard to find a movie that I really dislike. Batman v Superman might be a fun one, because wow, I've watched all the versions of that and I don't like it. Also Watchmen. I don't want to do too many superhero movies, even though, hey, they get it, it's me. But yeah, I want to hear your suggestions, and also please send me your voice memos. Those are always appreciated. And until next time, guys, stay hydrated. Love you.